In my couple days of experiencing the Apple TV, I have a lot of things to say about it, some good, some bad, some neutral. So in this video, I'm going to go over 1, what it is, 2, what it can and can't do, 3, the good, and 4, the bad. First off, let's talk about what this isn't. So the Apple TV is not a TV. It's a mini computer like a Mac Mini or Mac Studio, and is designed to be connected into a TV monitor like a streaming stick like Roku. If you do not already have a TV or monitor of some sort, you will not be able to use the Apple TV. It does not come with a screen. This will also mean that the picture quality will be partly dependent on the TV monitor you have. So LCD or OLED or whatever isn't actually dependent on the Apple TV, it's dependent on your monitor. So if your picture looks terrible, it's not the Apple TV's fault. So in summary, the Apple TV is basically a streaming stick like Roku, but in a different form factor. Now let's talk about arguably one of the most vital components in a TV, the remote, which they call the Siri Remote. It is a very slim and small remote made from aluminum, and the buttons, unlike some TV remotes, don't feel that weird rubbery texture. Also, in addition, the button in the center that's normally just a button to select things on a regular TV remote can also be used as a trackpad to move along through different objects, and if you don't like that, you can turn it off. On the side of the remote, there's a button with a microphone icon on it that can be used to activate Siri or just dictation in any app to search for things, which is much more convenient than typing on a remote. Of course, like every other Apple product, it has an app store that you can use a keyboard and dictation to navigate, and it has a lot of iPhone and iPad apps, for example, Spotify, YouTube, Netflix, but also ones that you wouldn't expect, and there's also a lot of games. Something about the Apple TV that actually surprised me a lot is that the control center that you can access by holding down the TV button is not customizable, and it also doesn't have volume and brightness control. So for volume, you'll have to use the volume up and down buttons, which, how much of a hassle is that really? But for brightness, you'll have to use your other regular remote to enter your monitor settings to change the brightness. So that's a little inconvenient. Another gripe that I have with the Apple TV is customization in general, like with the control center, but also other things. You have a very limited selection of screensavers, although they are good screensavers, and they can be set to whatever photos you want, so they will be diverse enough. There's also no wallpapers on the actual home screen. The background just shifts to match whatever app you have selected in the app dock currently. At the end of the day, though, this isn't that big of a deal. Another thing that really took me by surprise is that you actually can't download movies and shows on this. So say I go on the Apple TV app, look at my favorite show, there's no option for it. There's a button to add it and remove it from your watch list, but there is no download option, meaning you will need to have an internet connection to watch those shows. So the storage is only for apps and games. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what's the point if you already have a smart TV? Well, actually, there is a point. One, of course, there's the seamless integration with the Apple ecosystem, with apps like Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, right pre-installed onto the TV. And there's the stunning liquid glass UI that I think looks really nice, especially on a big screen. And you can also do stuff like look at your photos taken on your iPhone that you couldn't do on a regular smart TV. There's also the speed. It has a really good processor in it, meaning apps open almost instantaneously, unlike most smart TVs on the market, or even streaming sticks on the market. So apps open really quickly. There's also multitasking on this TV. You can have multiple apps running in the background at the same time in a similar way to the way you can on an iPhone. So that's really cool, and it also allows for you to start playing music on an app like Spotify or Apple Music, then close out of that app, do something else, and still have that music play. And of course, you can access that music and go straight to it through the control center. You can pause or play the song or just instantly enter the Now Playing section in your music app. Another great feature, surprisingly, is actually Siri. So say you're watching your quality lesbian content and you kind of miss what someone says. You don't quite get it. So you can just ask Siri, what did he say or what did she say? It'll rewind and turn on captions so you can catch it. I can also use Siri to find me apps, movies, and shows. So if I ask Siri, for example, install Prime Video, it will take me to its page. I can also ask for it to find me movies and shows by genre. So, for example, find me romance movies, and it will do that. I can also, of course, find movies by actor. So I could say find me movies starring Brad Pitt, and it will do that, and also show me the actor profile at the top. The remote also has Find My, which is a major lifesaver. To activate it, you can just tap on this remote, tap Find, and it will try to locate it. The only thing is that the remote has no speakers, so you can't ping it, and it's not directional. It just is like hot and cold, where it tells you how close it is, so you are going to have to do some looking around yourself, and you might be a little out of luck if it's underneath like a pillow or something. You will have to still do some of the work, and hopefully that's going to be fixed in future generations, because it could be fixed pretty easily. It also is important to note that apparently the Apple TV can only make 60 frames per second, so if you have a 120 hertz monitor, you will not be able to see the 120 hertz, so 60 hertz is the maximum that the Apple TV can produce. But honestly, I haven't noticed that, because even with 60 hertz, it feels very smooth to use. This is thanks to Apple's smooth running interface and animations that they are really good at making. I think it does go without saying that if you don't have an iPhone or iPad or MacBook or whatever, that you shouldn't buy an Apple TV. It's definitely a big part of the Apple ecosystem, and that is definitely a big part of it. However, if you want the benefits, it still might be worth getting. Just know it's probably gonna have a lot less features than it would have if you were already deep within the Apple ecosystem. If you just want a fast, smart TV that has this interface and those apps, then this is the way to get it. But if you don't have other Apple devices, it probably won't be the best experience. Overall, though, for the price that it is, I think the Apple TV is a really good deal, and I think if you're a big video watcher, you watch TV a lot, which I definitely do, you should definitely look into buying one. Now, Apple did really recently raise the prices of Apple TVs, Macs, MacBooks, and iPads, so the Apple TV is a bit more expensive now, but you could probably do with a regular Wi-Fi only 64 gigs of storage Apple TV, unless you really want Ethernet and the extra storage. But just, again, a reminder that the storage is only for apps and games, so you won't really need the extra storage if you won't be downloading that many apps and games. Overall, I'd give the Apple TV 4K an 8 out of 10, with a 7 out of 10 if you're not in the Apple ecosystem. It is what it's trying to be, which is a really decent streaming stick, and probably the best one that money can buy. It's smooth, and the few issues I have with it could be easily ironed out in future generations.